Right, buddy, 17 losses for Manchester United this season. Another defeat, 2-0, West Ham at home. A very, very poor performance, and one that lacked that quality, that cutting edge in which you expect from Manchester United. It's the worst United performance I think I've seen in a while. We were just very sloppy, very poor on the ball, and yeah, it was a pretty disgraceful performance. Again, listen, 17 defeats. I'm worried for Ruben Amorim. Not about, I think he is the guy to take us forward, but just what the team is doing. He has to win that Europa League, or serious conversations will probably start to be had. Today against West Ham, knowing they're good enough, sloppy goals conceded. You look at the 2 goals we did concede, very, very poor goals. Ugarte just being sloppy for the first one. They both come from crosses from the left-hand side. And that's where I think Ahmad and Mazraoui, they're not really at fault. I just think when you have someone as attacking as Ahmad, I think we do lose that bit of confidence. I mean, Wan-Bissaka had a brilliant game for them. He's a very, very good player. We knew that he just wasn't a United quality. I think Manchester United, we know what we were going to expect from West Ham. I thought United were going to win, to be honest. I thought we were very easily going to beat this West Ham team. I predicted, 3-1. But listen, we just couldn't get the job done in the end. And yeah, just nowhere near good enough for Manchester United in a game which you expect us to get the job done. As I said today, defensively, very, very sloppy. You've got, Leny Yoro gets an injury. He's looking like he's keeping him out, particularly for the Europa League final. Very, very frustrating for him. He's a very, very important player, very young player. And it looks like a recurring injury about the one that he had at the start about Manchester United. As I said, I don't know why Amorim risked these sorts of players. I think he did get it wrong. Playing players like not even Yoro. Shaw was one of them. I don't think should have started. Mazraoui shouldn't have started. These are just sorts of players which there's no reason to start them. We're finishing the Premier League. I think even if you would have started the kid, we would have lost anyway. You could have used Fredrickson. You could have used Lindelof. Like, there were players on the bench who could have been used to prevent these sorts of injuries. But the performance itself from United was nowhere near good enough. There was just no attacking spark. I think Bruno and Ugarte midfield struggled today. West Ham were playing some very, very good football, pinging the ball about. Defensively looked very, very sharp as well. Listen, we did have chances. Højlund should have had at least 1 goal. He had 3 big chances. I think Bruno should have had 1. Ahmad, I think, was probably United's best player. Again, how many times have we said that? And yeah, listen, very, very, very poor performance. And that's all I can say. As I said, Maguire had 2 headers, which he should have scored. But overall, just not good enough. It's relegation performance. I mean, we're not going to get relegated. The only reason we're in 16th is because the only reason we're in 16th is because Tottenham lost, and Tottenham are worse than us. And you look into that Europa League, going into the Europa League final, is the battle of the 2 crap teams. I mean, we have to win the Europa League final. A lot lies on it, but today was just nowhere near good enough. And you look at, as a team, just how inconsistent we are. We can put in very good performance in the Europa League, but have very, very poor performances. I mean, we're losing to West Ham out of all teams. West Ham are a team who were very, very sloppy, and they had a very, very good game. They played us off the park and thoroughly deserved to win. The goals they scored, as I said, both cut-back crosses, which United are not doing well. Ugarte on the second one, I don't know what he's doing trying to buy a foul. But I think Amorim got it wrong today, and that's one thing that should be taken away. We know how important the Europa League final is. He's even said himself, he wants that now. You can see he should play the case now. You can see on the other side of the argument, you play the main, or not the main team, but a couple of the players to keep them fit. But again, there's always that risk of injuries. I don't think Maguire was supposed to come on today. But because Yoro got injured and he had to preserve Shaw, he probably decided to keep him on, to be honest. But yeah, we struggled massively in this game. And it's looking very, very tough now going into the remaining games of the season. 3 games left. Chelsea, Tottenham and Aston Villa. I mean, this season has to end. Amorim talks about how we have a lot to do next season. We do. Some of these players have got to go. United just have to play better. And it's the simple things today. The mistakes, not being clinical with our chances, in which we had. Bruno, Højlund has to score one of them. Maguire has to score one of those headers. Like, just very, very sloppy performance. And as a team, we have to do better than that. And Amorim knows that. Relegation performance. But listen, 17 losses, that's the highest amount of losses we've had since in 51 years. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat in itself. It's been just a season to forget. I mean, West Ham have done the double over United. Don't know, remember the last time they did that, but yeah, nowhere near good enough by Manchester United. Amorim knows that, United know that, and I think going into next season, we just have to do something. And listen, going into that final, we have Yoro could potentially be out, De Ligt could be out. We know Xerxes probably out. We know Dalot's out. We know Martinez out. A lot of players out of that game does put United at a disadvantage. But yeah, we did massively struggle today. 17 losses, man. Like, I know a lot of people do worry for Amorim. I think the amount of losses in this season can't happen. Obviously, all 17 weren't under Ruben Amorim, but there's some which we should have lost. There's so many performances this season where United have just been very, very frustrating to watch. Like today, Ahmad was the only one giving us something. I thought Dorgu, when he came off the bench, gave us something, but again, just wasn't enough. And yeah, very, very disappointed by Manchester United, and we have to do better to get the win. We have to do much more, and I think Amorim knows that. There's just not enough going into these performances, and it shows how inconsistent we are, and that's been probably our biggest downfall the last couple of seasons. But let me know your thoughts. As I said, Amorim probably got it wrong today, for me. I know many people would disagree, but he did get it wrong, and I think Amorim knows that. Yoro being out is a huge risk. We don't know how long he could be, but it does seem very unlikely that he will make it back in 10 days when we do play Tottenham in the final. It is quite concerning, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. Peace.